Hello, Twitch! Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we are continuing Pokémon Gold. Last time, we defeated not one, but two of the Johto region's gym leaders, and made our way to Mahogany Town. And there seems to be some shady business going on around here, so we're gonna begin investigating this. Place starting with the Lake of Rage, which has been built up a little bit throughout this game. It'll be nice to finally go there. Very quickly, I just wanted to show off that our lovely Jean has finally evolved into Ampharos, a very powerful and very bulky electric type. I'm just so happy to have her fully evolved. Ampharos is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. And I'm just really excited to get to show off more of her stellar abilities as we continue this adventure. For the time being, I'm going to keep Jellian in the front of the party because she is very close to evolving. Just one more level and we'll have ourselves a very big jellyfish. And with that said, it's time that we finally head up. Only people headed up to Lake of Rage have been through here lately. Fascinating. Again, I really love the music of this area. Just so good. I can do so much of my Pokemon. It's super fun. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff you can do with them. Camper Spencer. This guy's got a pretty big team, so while we're taking this guy out, just want to briefly talk about some stuff that's been going on lately. Because in the last few weeks, I have been watching Luca Jin's Pokemon Platinum series, and I'm really enjoying it. Because of the blind playthrough and she's never been for the game before, it's just really awesome seeing her reactions to everything. And seeing as how Platinum is one of my favorite Pokemon games, just really fun to see a fresh take on everything, seeing all her reactions, what she's building her team to, and seeing how she reacts to all the different characters in it. So I'm having a really good time with that. So let Jellian handle this one too. Yeah, Manic, that's definitely something you can do with a Pokemon, although that's not exactly kosher. Losing isn't fun at all. I mean, it's not, but you learn from your mistakes. Just a heads up, do not go into this building right now. If you do, there'll be some Team Rocket grunts who will force you to pay money in order to go through. So if you want to avoid that, we need to take the path through the grass. And this area is actually kind of big. There's a lot of battles we can do in this place, so as we're making our way through this route, wanted to spend some time talking about just the huge amount of news we've been getting about Pokemon Sword and Shield over the last couple of weeks. Because on June 5th, we received a very informative direct about the stuff going on in the Galar region. Got a whole bunch of characters like the Professor, whose name is Magnolia, and her assistant Sonia, who has been very popular among fan artists right now. We got to see the champion Leon and his younger brother Hop, who's going to be the rival of the game. So I'm really excited to get to see more of these characters. We also got to see the first gym leader, Milo. Well, I think he's the first gym leader anyway. Who is a grass-type specialist. I like his design. But more importantly, we got to see a whole lot more of the Galar region's Pokemon selection. And I just really love the Pokemon they've showed so far. Like, the normal type Wooloo is freaking adorable. It's another sheep Pokemon like Mareep, but it's just so charming how they managed to keep it very distinct looking from our previous sheep Pokemon. Just overall, it's just so adorable and I can't wait to use it. We also got Gossifleur and its evolution Eldegoss, which are both pure grass-type Pokemon. They seem really neat. Will definitely be a grass type to try out. I'm personally going with Grookey as my starter, so I could save them for a later time, but they look very cool. And we also got Dreadnought, a water rock type turtle Pokemon. Could always use more turtles, and this guy looks really cool. But probably my favorite Pokemon that they've shown off in the E-Direct is Corviknight, a flying steel type Pokemon, which is a very similar typing to a Pokemon we will encounter much later on in this game, and it is just fantastic. It's just this armored raven Pokemon covered in this obsidian steel plating. It's just so amazing. I love its design. And I love its name too. It just... it's so awesome. I love it. And we also got to see a bit more about Sword and Shield in the E3 demonstrations and direct stuff. Like, they had demos for some stuff going on. And just, it all looks very good. Like, they got to show off a lot more about the wild areas and how massive it is in the selection of Pokemon you can encounter there. And how the Pokemon selection changes with the weather. It's a really cool mechanic that I'm glad to see them implementing. Also, the fact that you can even encounter high-level evolved Pokemon alongside the low-leveled unevolved ones, I think is a really great mechanic. I could see that causing some trouble for Nuzlockers, where they just accidentally get into a battle with a very high-level Pokemon and then suddenly they can't run away and just get curb stomped. But yeah, I think the wild area is a really great mechanic. I'm glad that they introduced it into the series. The raid battles they also have going on are a very cool idea. It's cool getting to interact with other playable characters, besides just trading and battling. I always like the kind of mini-game aspect in some of the games, like with the contests and the Pokéflon, and this is definitely a really cool idea, having this super powerful wild Pokemon that you and other trainers have to team up against in order to defeat. It has a kind of Pokemon Go feel to it, with how the raid battles work there, but I think it's really cool the way they've implemented and how they show how it works. And of course the frickin' Dynamax mechanic, where you can make your Pokemon super big, but it's only for very specific situations. So that'll be interesting to try out, and just see how much it changes things, like how it alters your Pokemon stats, and how it changes up their moves. All in all, I'm just very impressed with what they've shown of Sword and Shield. I think it's going to be a good game, despite the less than stellar news about its Pokédex limitations. Basically, if a Pokemon is not in the Galar Pokédex, it cannot be transferred from Pokemon Home into Pokemon Sword and Shield. And I understand why this is bumming out a lot of people, but you have to understand, there's over 800 Pokemon right now, and each one has to be carefully balanced for every new game that comes out. They have to receive new models, new animations, and they all have to be rendered within the game's new graphics. It takes a lot of work to put all of these characters together into one game, and I understand why people are upset about this. I would love to see the way many of my favorites, like Ampharos and Primarina and Lurantis, would look with the Galar region's graphics. But I'm planning to use mainly Galar Pokemon anyway on my first playthrough, so it's not that big of a deal in the short term. In the long term, yes, it is kind of a problem that we're getting a very limited selection of Pokemon in this game. But for the time being, I don't really mind it. Sorry for going all ranty there, but just something I wanted to get off my chest. But with that out of the way, it's time for Jellian to evolve! Oh yeah, Jellian has evolved into Tentacruel. It's all big and fierce looking. One of my favorite water type Pokemon, as well as one of my favorite poison types. No, I don't want you to learn rap. Good one. Yeah, Tentacruel is obviously a lot stronger than Tentacool. Very high offensive stats, very high special defense and speed. It is a very good Pokemon, despite how common it is. Like, you can even encounter wild Tentacruel between Olivine and Cianwood, as we saw last time, so if you definitely want to get Tentacruel on your team, I recommend catching them in the wild instead of having to evolve one. I just went with Jellian because I like to see my Pokemon grow and improve over time, you know? And I think she's definitely earned her place in the team with this. It's got a few more battles before we can get to the lake. Would you get this? Some silver guy made fun of my Pokemon. Darn it, my Pokemon's great! So it seems Silver's been here too. He's always a step ahead of us. So this here is Nidoking, a poison ground type, and the final evolved form of male Nidoran. This thing is a beast. It has very high attack and special attack, and overall just decent stats all around, as well as having a very massive move pool. It's a very good Pokemon to have. My Nidoking did pretty right on. Nah, Rhydon's a different Pokemon entirely. What? The lake should be up here, but there's some more stuff on this route I want to check out. Hey, Flaffy. So besides Pokemon Sword and Shield news, we also saw a lot of good stuff from Nintendo's E3. I didn't really pay much attention to what was shown at the other E3 conferences, but just Nintendo had a fantastic E3 Direct. Like, obviously, they started out with Smash Brothers news. And I am pretty happy about the Dragon Quest characters getting in. Like, I know that Dragon Quest is not as popular in the West as it is in Japan, but in Japan, it is a widely popular series. And it helped define the RPG genre as we know it, so it's very nice to see the series get its due and be included in one of the biggest crossover games of all time. So I'm very happy about them, and I'm really excited to see how they play. I'm sure they'll be fun. I do like how they have a wide selection of spells that they can use to separate themselves from the other sword wielders. So yeah, they should be very fun. We also got to see we got a first look at No More Heroes Free at last, and it looks like it's going to be really good. Just, I love the way it looks. Travis is as snarky as he always is, so definitely looking forward to that. We got to see more of the Link's Awakening remake, which I'm so excited to get, because Link's Awakening was my introduction to the Zelda series. It It's a very important game to me, and I just cannot wait to revisit Cahulan Island again. That's gonna be so good. There are other pretty good announcements, like that one Witcher game, some Fire Emblem. We're finally getting the Spyro remastered trilogy on the Switch. Will be very nice. Can't wait to play that. Spyro's also a very near and dear game to me. Used to play the original game all the time at my babysitter's house when I wasn't playing Crash Bandicoot. So I'm definitely excited to get to revisit Spyro. See what else? There was also Luigi's Mansion Free, which is looking very good. That's why I'm seeing... I really like how diverse the locations within the haunted motel is, and how Luigi has to rescue like all his friends and not just Mario. Like, he has to rescue the Toads and Peach. It's gonna be really cool. I could definitely see myself getting that game. It looks like it'll be very fun. Ooh, a Bitterberry. That's nice. I know a lot of people have said that the best part of the Nintendo Direct was like the last 10 minutes of it, and I definitely agree. It had probably some of the best announcements for Nintendo. Like, they ended it on a teaser for the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, which I am very excited for with what they've seen. I really liked Breath of the Wild, and it'll be really fun to revisit this part of Hyrule again and see what they do, and also explain what's going on with that weird mummified Ganondorf-looking corpse. Also, Zelda with short hair is adorable. I really hope that she is playable in this game. Just because, she's so cute. Ugh, can I give someone the soft sand to hold? No. Need to do something. But before that, they announced another Smash Brothers related bit of news that I think everyone can agree is one of the best things they could have revealed. In case you don't know, Banjo and Kazooie are coming to Smash Brothers. I am so happy for this, because it's been so long since Banjo and Kazooie have been in anything nowadays, and just seeing them come back in such a great way with Smash Brothers, it's fantastic. I mean, they look amazing, they look like they play amazing, and just the trailer in general, how it's like a sequel to the King K. Rool reveal, was absolutely amazing. I really love that trailer, so good. It also gives me high hopes of them re-releasing the Banjo-Kazooie games, or maybe remastering them entirely for the Switch. I would really love that. I definitely enjoyed the original Banjo-Kazooie and would love to see it improved upon. We just got that TM. Which one is this again? TM 43 Detect. So Detect is a defensive attack that makes it so that when you use it, you will automatically block whatever attack your opponent was going to use. However, the more times you use it, the higher the chance of it failing is. So it's definitely an interesting move to use. And by talking to this guy, we get TM10, which contains Hidden Power. Hidden Power is an interesting move. Its base power and typing is dependent on special unseeable values that each of your Pokemon has. And so it's a very tricky move to fully grasp just how useful it is for your Pokemon until you teach it and then experiment by battling Pokemon to determine what type it is and what power it has. It's definitely not a move I would recommend at this point in the series, but later on when they introduce NPCs who can outright tell you what hidden power your Pokemon have, and when they made the base power of the move just a flat 60 base power, I definitely think in later generations hidden power is much better implemented. It's definitely a good move if you are looking for more coverage on your Pokemon, and it's something that can help out against its weaknesses. Then I recommend it, but at this point in the series, I would suggest not going for it. Lake of Rage is actually a crater made by rampaging Gyarados. The crater filled up with rainwater, and the lake was formed. That's a story passed on from my grandpa's great-great-grandpa. Used to be that you could catch lively Magikarp there, but I don't understand what's happening. So we're getting some more lore about the lake, and how it was created by these Gyarados, which is very cool. The Gyarados are angry! It's a bad omen! Really now? Did my eyes deceive me? I saw a red Gyarados in the lake, but I thought Gyarados were usually blue. So I believe this was also foreshadowed earlier in our adventure about the Gyarados. I heard this lake was made by rampaging Gyarados. I wonder if there's any connection to their mass outbreak now. But more importantly, the Pokemon in the lake are being very angry for seemingly no reason. And one of the Gyarados is a different color than they usually are. Before going ahead here, I highly recommend you save. God damn it, game. Whoa, just encountered a Gyarados in the wild. Yep, you can encounter wild Gyarados without having to evolve them from Magikarp in this lake. Ooh, very nice hit, Kale. These guys are kind of tough because they have very high attack power and they start with Thrash. But our team is very high level right now, so we are good to go here. Alright. This is one of the few instances of a fixed shiny encounter in the Pokemon series. The Gyarados you encounter here will always be a shiny Gyarados. And this guy is also level 30, so if you want to look for Gyarados to add to your team, I can definitely recommend catching this one. Not only is it very unique with its color scheme, but also just, it's a very powerful Pokemon, and it's also higher level than anything we've really seen at this point. Well, except for Jasmine Steelix. Let's go for Jelly in here. She should be tanky enough to take its hits. Ooh, Leer. I actually do want to try and capture this thing right now. Probably not. I'm not definitely going to add to the team, but just be nice to kind of demonstrate the whole catching procedure with this thing. Just definitely want to be careful. An electric attack will probably knock it out. Just want to take your time using neutral attacks. Alright, there we go. Ooh, Jellian. That's why you want to be careful. Okay, Jean has Thunder Wave, so we'll paralyze it. Ooh, took that very well. And now it's time to catch you. Oh, come on. Gyarados' catch rate is a little on the low side, so you may have some trouble here. Ugh. Especially if it does that. Well, at least Kale leveled up. Regardless of whether you defeat or capture it, you will always receive a red scale from defeating the red Gyarados. We will see very soon what this item is used for. But for now, there's some more business I want to take care of. Oh, hang on. Okay, everything looks good right now. Alright. Wonder what he's doing here. This lake is full of Gyarados, but nothing else. So the Magikarp are being forced to evolve. Did you come here because of the rumors? You're Hayden. I'm Lance, a trainer like you. I heard some rumors, so I came to investigate. I saw the way you battled earlier, Hayden. I can tell that you're a trainer with considerable skill. If you don't mind, could you help me investigate? Sure. Excellent. It seems that the lake's Magikarp are being forced to evolve. A mysterious radio broadcast coming from Mahogany is the cause. I'll be waiting for you, Hayden. Huh, Lance. Funny, we encountered someone named Lance back in Leaf Green. Now, very quickly before we continue, I want to stop by Cherry Grove because there's something we can do in this area now. Alright, everyone's feeling good. We might have failed to catch the red Gyarados, but at least we got that pretty scale from it. Yeah, these Pokemon are so low level. Go away. Before we continue, we might want to also deposit some items in the PC. Just because things are... probably going to find a lot of stuff in the next area. Hello, Mr. Pokemon. It's been a while. That's Scale. What's that? A red Gyarados? That's rare. I want it. Hayden, would you care to trade it? I can offer this experience share I got from Professor Oak. life is delightful. Always new discoveries to be made. So this experience share is a lot different from the experience share you got in Generation 1, which divides up the experience from battle to all Pokemon in your party. The experience share is now a held item, and the Pokemon that is holding the experience share will receive half of the experience you get when one of your Pokemon defeats another one in battle. It's a great tool for training up low-level Pokemon to put them on par with your rest of your team if you're in an area with very strong wild battles or high-level trainers. So it's a very good tool for raising your Pokemon. Of course, starting with Generation 6, the experience share got changed, so it's a key item that gives experience to all Pokemon who participate in battle, but it can be toggled on and off whenever you want to. It's definitely a very cool item, and I highly recommend that you get it from Mr. Pokemon. Now that we have that, let's head back to Mahogany. Also, the Lake of Rage is a point that we can fly back to whenever we want. It can be pretty helpful. Alright, let's deposit some items. Don't need the soft sand right now. And experience share can go away too. I want to keep my healing items. Yeah, we'll be good. You know, Lance said to meet him back in Mahogany Town, but it doesn't look like he's here right now. So let's go do some shopping. Dragonite! Hyper Beam! Oh dear. What took you, Hayden? Just I thought that strange radio signals coming from here. The stairs are right here. Hayden, we should split up to check this place. I'll go first. So it seems like the strange broadcast that we heard over the radio came from this shop the whole time. Ugh, you found the secret stairway! Ugh, that guy's dragon Pokemon are tough. That guy just took a Hyper Beam from a Dragonite at point-blank range, and he's still alive. That dude's probably more durable than Ash. Seriously. Hey, intruder alert! So welcome to Team Rocket's secret hideout. Whenever you walk in front of those Persian statues, you trigger an encounter with Team Rocket grunts. This is a pretty decent source of experience. And again, because you could go to Mahogany Town, as soon as you defeat Morty, the Rocket Grunt levels here are pretty low by this point. Like, it'd be more challenging if they were in the 20s, but they are very low. At least the experience they give is better than no experience. It's my turn, there's no escape! So yeah, stepping in front of those statues triggers a battle with 2 grunts every time that you pass them. There are ways to avoid the statues, but I'm probably not going to do that just because I want my team trained up a bit. And while we're doing these battles, trying to look for more things we can talk about. Oh yeah, when I was talking about Sword and Shield earlier, I did overlook a few details, you know, from the E3 demos that they had. So from those demos, we got to see another one of the gym leaders in the Galar region. a female water-type gym leader named Nessa, which I think is a really good name considering that because the Galar region is based on Britain, and so now having a character named after Loch Ness from Scotland. I think that is a very fun little detail. And that demo also showed off 2 new Pokemon. One of them is a Corgi Pokemon named Yamper, which is a pure electric type, and it looks cool, could be a good physical attacker. Hey, intruder alert! They also showed a Pokemon based on a imp or devil. It's called Impidimp. And I just love this thing. It's a dark fairy type, which really cool to see that combination in the series now. And I just love him. He's just a cute, mischievous little gremlin, and I love him. In general, I really love imp characters, so yeah, I'm very happy to finally see them in the main series now. Impidimp is just very adorable, and I cannot wait to see what he evolves into. Like, I can imagine him evolving into a very big and fierce-looking devil. Just, there's so many possibilities with him. I just love him. Hello, Rocket Grunt. I also think when they do the Galar anime, I would like to see Impidimp get on either Jesse or James's teams, because he looks like he would be a good fit for either of those two. Yeah, that's a great joke, Manic. So, how have things been for you guys lately? So I've been having a pretty decent day overall. Just got back from having lunch a while ago. I just had some chicken fingers and fries, and I also tried some coconut shrimp at the restaurant I was at. My god, it was good, but like it was way too sweet for me. Like, I could not finish it. Because with the fried coconut coating the shrimp, it was just way too sweet and sugary for me. It's a shame because I do like sweet things, but it was just an overload of sweetness. So probably not having that again, but the chicken fingers were definitely good though. I've also been planning to probably open up commissions finally. Probably just gonna start with some traditional art for the time being, because that's easy for me to do with pen and paper. As I have been doing a lot of digital art in the last couple months, but it also takes like usually spends a couple of hours just to do one picture in digital. Whereas with pen and paper, I can finish in a couple minutes. So I think for the time being, just opening up some commissions for traditional art would be a good idea for me. Kaboom! I don't even know where the traps are planted. You'll just have to collect your courage and walk. So these dark tiles here are booby-trapped. If you step on them, you can encounter one of 3 different Pokemon that all know self-destruct. Specifically, you can encounter Coughing, Geodude, and Voltorb. I actually do not recommend taking this path, because dealing with the rocket grunts is a better source of experience. So you want to be careful in here because there are some hidden items laying around. What's up, dude? This was once a ninja hideout. There are traps that could found intruders like you. Impressive, dude. Going back to E3 stuff, this morning I did get to see a bit of the Crypt the Necrodancer / Legend of Zelda crossover, Cadence of Hyrule. That looks really good. Like, I'm really happy about an indie game getting a crossover with an IP as big as Zelda. I think that is fantastic. And the game looks really fun. I love the sprite work in the game. And seeing the Hyrule region and having to play through it in that kind of style where you're constantly moving and attacking to the beat of the music, I think it's a really fun idea, and the Zelda enemies translate very well to that style of gameplay. Like, I love at the end of that presentation where they had the boss fight against the bass guitar most knights. Just amazing. I just love the way that all the characters are designed. And getting to play as Link and Zelda is a really cool thing with the game. So I'll definitely try to pick that game up when I'm able to. The topic of other games, I finally cleared the story mode of Team Sonic Racing. And it was definitely an ending for a Sonic game, I'll tell you that. I know, I don't mean to harp on it too much. Like, it is a good game. It is a good racing game with a lot of unique mechanics. And the story mode wasn't too bad as terms of things went. Like, you got your basic races and Grand Prix, which also got some challenge modes, like having to drift past the goalposts or collect rings, or destroy a certain number of egg ponds. And those ones were usually the missions I did the best at, the one where you're blasting the egg ponds. I even managed to get a platinum medal in one of those missions, which I could barely even get past silver in some of the other missions in that game, so I don't know, I just do not know how you can possibly get the best score in some of those missions. But yeah, overall, it is a very good game. In terms of other Nintendo stuff, though, I'm really looking forward to Mario Maker 2. I love all the new features they are putting into this, like the ability to make slopes, the ability to change your player character to Luigi, Toad, and Toadette, just all the new gameplay features, the Super Mario 3D World aesthetics, the ability to change stages to night, which also affects the gameplay in big ways, so that you can either flip the screen or make the stages very slippery. It just looks like it's going to be a really fun game, and I love seeing just how the different features can be used to make different levels. I'm really excited to try this out. The original Mario Maker is probably my favorite Wii U game, so I could definitely see Mario Maker 2 being up there in one of my favorite Switch games. I mean, it still has a lot to compete against with Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey, but we'll see. In my own time, I've also been trying to do more work in Stardew Valley, making pretty good progress so far. Stardew is just one of those very chill games that I always look forward to playing. Usually just play a video or a podcast and just go to town just working on my farm or exploring the dungeons. It's a very chill game to play, very relaxing. Good work, Ruby. By the way, if you wanted to get past the trainer battles in this area, that computer where that one scientist was located actually turns off the Persian statues. However, I want experience, so I'm ignoring that. Yeah, this part of the game is kind of monotonous, though, which is why I'm scrambling to think of topics, just so I have something interesting going on. I guess on the topic of video games lately, I am pretty excited about the Destroy All Humans remake that's being done by THQ. That's been a game that was very dear to me in my childhood. Just getting to be an alien invader, destroying cities, he's killing and kidnapping people, it's a very fun idea for a video game. And I really, really love the original, so I'm definitely looking forward to trying out the remake. And from what I've seen from the demonstrations, and I've seen, it definitely looks like it's gonna be a good one. Probably have to get used to the new character designs. Like, a lot of the humans have this very exaggerated art style from what I saw in the pre-alpha demonstration. I mean, it's cool that the characters are all very distinct and stylized. It'll take some time to adjust to them. Nugget. Nice. Guess back on the topic of Pokemon, I have started to try to catch up with the Sun and Moon anime, seeing as how this part of the anime is going to be closing in a couple months to make way for the Galar series. And so far, I am really liking the Sun and Moon series. Like, I know going in that the art style is very different from anything that Pokemon's done in the past. And, like, the animation is just very expressive and fluid in a lot of situations. And it has more of a slice-of-life feel instead of a grand adventure, where just the characters are constantly on the move and striving for a goal. Meanwhile, in Sun and Moon, it just has a very chill slice-of-life attitude, where you can spend a lot of episodes in visiting the same location, and interacting with the same characters over and over. There's a lot more emphasis on the characters and story than there have been in a long time. Like, I enjoy the build-up they're doing with Litten and how they introduced this Pokemon in, like, the first episode. And we kind of see it a couple times in later episodes before Ash actually manages to catch it. I like how they're setting up Lily's character arc, how she's very afraid of Pokemon, but at the same time, she loves them, and how she's given the Pokemon Egg in order to raise to help get over her fears. Like, I really love this stuff. It's a lot of character or focus that we haven't seen in the series for a long time, and I'm just really enjoying it. I'm also really enjoying Ash as a character in this series a lot more than I have in previous iterations like Black and White. I don't know, there's something about him that's just really sweet and charming this time. He's always just full of energy and very eager to try out new things, and I really like that. And of course you got him taking the Alolan Grand Trials and stuff. But as a whole, that still kind of feels like a minor thing compared to the more character-focused stuff with Ash and his classmates. I don't know, I'm really liking the series so far. So if you touch that warp panel, you get sent back to the very beginning of this room. Only use it if you really need to. Are you alright? Your Pokemon are hurt and tired. Here, give them some of my medicine. Thanks for healing us, Lance. Hayden, let's give it our best for Pokemon. So yeah, I really do like this whole aspect of the game, how we are infiltrating the Team Rocket HQ, but we also have a member of the Elite Four joining us. Just really cool seeing Lance out and about, actually doing something about the main villains and trying to stop their plans. As a whole, I feel that Generation 2 is what started the trend of having the NPCs play a larger role in the story. Like, we got Lance here, helping us take down Team Rocket. And I know that later games do this a lot better of integrating the other characters into the story, but it's really cool how they started it off in this game. It's also really cool that we're getting to explore this place with an already established character in the Pokemon canon. Especially someone with as much of a reputation as Lance, because we all know he's one of the strongest trainers from the original games. And getting to see him now in this context is just really cool and makes the overall feeling of this world, makes it feel like one cohesive world with its specific narrative. Hello there, Golbat. You're gonna be a pain. I really do like the Zubat line. I would have picked it as my flying type this game, but I just really wanted to go for Fearow, because it's a bit easier to train up as a Spearow as it is to train as Zubat. Because Zubat does not get very good moves until several levels, and until then it's very weak. Hey Lance, how's it going? It takes 2 passwords to get into the boss's quarters. Those passwords are known only to a few rockets. That rocket there very graciously told me so. Hayden, let's go get the passwords. Ugh, the guy in the cape is incredibly tough. Alright, so now we gotta go find the grunts who know the passwords. I used to work for Sylph, but now I run research for Team Rocket. A meddlesome child like you needs to be punished. So we got some more continuity nods between the original games and Gold and Silver. So this was the scientist that defected from Sylph and joined Team Rocket back in the original Red and Blue. Ah, jeez. Come on, Halbert, you can take this. Whew, that was close. Yeah, expect a lot of Pokemon to go boom in this area. Because from this point on, fighting the Coughing family is going to get a little irritating. I highly recommend having a Ground or a Psychic type when going up against Team Rocket. Mere tactical error costs me. Okay. Hello there. Do I know the password? Maybe, but no weakling's going to get it. So got an Ekans here. And we got a Gloom, the evolved form of Oddish. So this thing will try to use status moves against you. Very good, Halberd. The password to the boss's room is Slowpoke Tail, but it's useless unless you have 2 passwords. Alright, so we better get the other one then. I don't care that Pokemon are hurt by our experiment. Well, you, sir, are a grade A jerk. Ditto. I believe we've seen a bit of this Pokemon earlier. A Ditto has the ability to transform into whatever Pokemon it faces, and therefore gain its moves. Unfortunately, Pompey's just too good and just destroys it. If we turn on the power of a radio signal for broadcast nationwide, the very thought excites me. In a way that no woman can. Yuck, yuck, yuck! You're challenging me to a battle? You're nuts, but you have guts. I like that. You can beat me, I'll tell you a password to the boss's room. I really like this Rocket Grunt. It's just that laugh of his. I love it. Get him, Pompey. Very nice. Yuck, 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 you're good. Yuck, yuck, yuck. The password to the boss's room? I think it's Raticate Tail. Who would eat the tail of a Raticate? Alright, we need to clear up some room. Actually, I don't really need a dire hit. Full heal. Very nice. That I will take. Guess I could actually take the dire hit too. Ice heal. I don't think I need that. Swing my items. Yeah, we have a few full heals. We don't need the ice heal. Whoa, I was not expecting that. Although I do remember an item being down there in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so I guess I could have predicted that. Hello there. Oh, a kid? I don't really like this, but eliminate you I must. Come on, end me. I dare you to. Very good. I knew I'd lose. I knew you didn't have it in ya. That looks interesting up ahead. And then we get TM46. If I remember correctly... No, I don't want to use my Pokegear. I believe this is the TM for... Thief. Yep. So Thief is a Dark-type attack, 40 base power, that has an added effect in battle. So, when you use Thief, and your opponent has a held item, and you're not holding a held item, the Thief will actually take the opponent's item and give it to your Pokemon. And this is a very handy way of acquiring certain items that normally cannot be found on the overworld until much later in the game. Like, you can use it to steal Moo Moo Milks from Miltank. Or you could use it to steal metal coats from Magnemite, and then use those metal coats to evolve Onix and Cypher. It's a really cool move. Didn't I tell you I was gonna destroy Team Rocket? Tell me, who was the guy in the cape who used Dragon Pokemon? My Pokemon were no match at all. I don't care that I lost. I can beat him by getting stronger Pokemon. It's what he said that bothers me. He told me I don't love and trust my Pokemon enough. I'm furious I lost to a bleeding heart like him. I don't have the time for the likes of you. Man, reminds me of the time that Paul got his ass kicked by Pyramid King Brandon. But now that we have both passwords, we can finally enter the office. What? Who are you? This the office of our leader, Giovanni. Since disbanding Team Rocket 3 years ago, he's been in training. But we're certain he'll be back someday to assume command again. That's why we're standing guard. I won't let anyone disturb this place. So in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this guy actually has a name. In this game, he's only an executive. But in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he's a unique character named Petrol. Petrol really doesn't have much significance in this game. He mainly uses Poison-type Pokemon and also Raticate. But in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, they do add an interesting quirk with Petrol, in that he's a Master of Disguise. When you come here in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, he's actually disguised as Giovanni, which is a really cool detail. And without going too far into spoiler territory, we're gonna see a bit more of his Master of Disguise shtick in this game. Good work, Pompey. It's good that we're getting Pompey some levels, because he's going to be very helpful in the next gym. I couldn't do a thing! Giovanni, please forgive me! No, I can't let this affect me! I have to inform the others! Don't you hate it when you stub your foot against a table? Right, password is Hail Giovanni! So got a Murkrow here telling us the password to enter another area in the base. Why don't we go see what that does? Also, I'm pretty sure there's nothing else you can do in this room. See that area down there with the what appear to be Voltorb? Oh, missed this. Protein. Oh, I definitely want that. Let's get rid of this dire head. I can actually see some use of those items if I actually used them in battle, but I don't know. Don't really need them. The door's closed. Hayden entered the password. The door opened. Wow, hail Giovanni indeed. Alright, let's go in. Hold it right there. We can't have a brat like you on the loose. It's harmful to Team Rocket's pride, you see. However strong you may be, you can't take both of us at the same time. Sorry, baby. Now get ready to be thrashed. Hey, don't be so selfish. Spread the fun around. What? You had an accomplice? Where's your sense of honor? As the interim boss in place of Giovanni, I'll show you how wrong it is to meddle with Team Rocket. It's time for another boss battle against another one of Team Rocket's executives. In Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this woman is called Ariana. She's leading off with an Arbok. Oh, certainly, Galactic Oddish. So my team at right now is Graveler, Bayleaf, Fearow, Tentacruel, Ampharos, and Magmar. I usually don't do those in the middle of a fight, but since you're new here, might as well show you. So this Arbok can be pretty tough. It's a lot stronger than the Ekans we've encountered before, but it's still a poison type, and they do not like ground. Now she's going to use Gloom. We already encountered one of these before. Let's go to Pompeii for this one. That takes care of Gloom. now for Ariana's final Pokemon, she's got Murkrow. We technically already saw this before in Petrel's office, but this is the first time actually getting a chance to battle one. Murkrow is a dark flying type, and I guess it's pretty good. Its stats aren't really remarkable, but can still be pretty helpful. Hello, Bryce the trainer. Welcome to the stream.
You really are strong. It's too bad. If you would have joined Team Rocket, you could become an executive.
Well, I'm really happy that you have that much faith in my abilities.
This hideout's done for, but that's fine. The broadcast experiment was a total success. It doesn't matter what happens to this hideout now. We have much bigger plans. You'll come to appreciate Team Rocket's true power soon enough. Enjoy yourself while you can.
So in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, that battle against Ariana is actually a double battle. We get teamed up with Lance, and we're fighting both Ariana and that Rocket Grunt, and it's a really cool battle. So now we dealt with Team Rocket, it's time we turn off the radio signal that's plaguing the surrounding area. We have no choice. We have to make all the Electrode faint. That should stop this machine from transmitting that strange signal. Come on, Lance. In the Pokemon Generations episode, all you did was free the Electrode. You don't have to knock him out. But yeah, we got some more forced wild Pokemon battles. I'm gonna have Ruby up front here. So these guys are Electrode, the evolution of the Voltorb. These guys are very fast electric types. If you're looking for a very fast Pokemon, you can't do any worse than Electrode. These guys also have a habit of using self-destruct, which can make catching them a bit of a pain. Yeah, they do quite a bit of damage, but Ruby's able to take these hits. She has very high defense, and her rock typing reduces damage from normal. She's doing very well here. Thanks, Bryce. I admit that I probably do get a lot of my commentary abilities from Chugga, because I'm a big fan of his series. Yeah, I definitely say my big commentary and Let's Play inspirations would be Emil, Maryland, and Some Call Me Johnny. That odd signal has finally stopped. The lake should be back to normal. You're the hero. Let me thank you on behalf of all the Pokemon. Oh yes, you should take this. I found it here, but I don't have any need for it. And with that, we get HM6. It's not all that great. That's Whirlpool. Teach it to a Pokemon to get across wild water. But keep this in mind, you can use that out of battle only with a badge from Mahogany Gym. Hayden, the journey to becoming the Pokemon Master is long and difficult. Knowing that, will you keep going? I see. No, you're right. If you would give up that easily, you wouldn't have never chased that dream in the first place. I look forward to seeing you again.
Aw, Lance thinks we're a cool dude. That's nice.
So with that, we have finally put an end to Team Rocket's plans in Mahogany. And I believe now we've done this, things have changed over by the Lake of Rage. So I want to go explore there just to see what's up. after we get the team healed, because we did take quite a bit of damage down there. Alright, so let's use this protein now. Need someone with physical stuff. I guess we'll give it to Halberd. You'll probably want to sell that nugget soon, too. There aren't any shops in Mahogany Town at the moment, so won't be able to do anything about that. But let's go check out the Lake of Rage.
Demise to see me? I saw Red Gyarados in the lake.
Oh yeah, we already talked with you. Haha! The Magikarp are biting! So now that we dealt with Team Rocket, the Lake of Rage is now back to normal. And we got some more trainers here that we couldn't encounter before. If you're looking for more experience before the gym battle, I recommend going here just to get a few more levels. Yeah, I don't want to go too much into that, but that fight later on in the game can be pretty tough if you don't have the right setup. And it's a lot tougher in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, too. This will be a good chance to get Kale some levels. My line's all tangled up! Alright, our mom got us a new item. Yeah, I am excited for the new Mario Maker. I actually talked about it earlier in this stream. Yeah, I really love how you can change up the way the stages play out when you use the nighttime mechanic. It's got another Gyarados here. It's been a while since we used Jean, so let's break her out. Come on, you can take these hits. Probably could have used Reflect before sending Jean out. But at least she's tanky enough to take the hits. I might be an expert angler, but I stink as a Pokémon trainer. I heard this lake was made by rampaging Gyarados. Oh yeah, we already talked with that guy.
What happened to the Red Gyarados? It's gone? Oh darn, I came here for nothing. I know, let's battle.
Hello there, Lois.
Oh, that's cute.
Let's go for Halberd. Heh, nice try. moves. This is interesting. Send out Jelly in here. Ninetales is the evolved form of Vulpix. It's a pure fire-type Pokemon that, while not as strong as other fire types like Charizard and Arcanine, it learns a lot of different status moves that can make it very helpful. It also has high special defense, so it can be a good tank at times.
Good going. Come to think of it, I've seen a pink Butterfree.
That's probably a reference to the anime. Alright, but that taken care of. We've seen pretty much everything we can do at the Lake of Rage. So now it's time to take on the gym. Yeah, that's definitely a bit of a bummer, Bryce. Bryce is a veteran who has trained Pokemon for some 50 years. He's said to be good at freezing opponents with Ice-type moves. That means you should melt them with your burning ambition. So yeah, Bryce's gym specializes in the Ice type. Highly recommend bringing a Rock, Fighting, Steel, or Fire type Pokemon to this gym, since those are very good types to use here. Surprisingly though, against some of his Pokemon, you'll also do pretty good using Grass and Electric types. As we can see here with this Seal. It's got a Dugong too. So, Ice is a pretty interesting type to me. I like it as an offensive type, and I really like to have at least one Ice-type move in my Pokemon teams, but it's not really... I don't really use that many Ice-type Pokemon in my playthroughs. Oh, jeez. That was an unfortunate crit. Okay. Let's go for Gene here. Just gotta get Kale back up. And Seal. Darn, I couldn't do a thing! Look, Manic, mistakes happen. Alright, we're all good to go. I took down you, so let's go over here.
Check out my parallel turn.
Skier Clarissa. It is pretty cool they introduced these new trainer classes, like you got the skiers and the snowboarders. Ah, jeez. But you don't really see these trainer types anywhere else in the game. Pretty much the only place you see them is at Price's gym. I mean, in the Gen 4 games, they definitely do more with these trainer classes. You see him in a few more locations in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and they're used all over the snow areas in Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum. But they're pretty much just used here. Ooh, Body Slam. As an attack I'd really like to teach you if I didn't have Cut. Oh, man. Guess I don't really need a Synthesis because I have healing items. Yeah, I'll go for this. Body Slam is a very good attack. It's very high base power and a chance of paralyzing. Let's put Pompeii in the lead for now. This gym's a slippery floor. It's fun, isn't it? But hey, we're not playing games here. Yeah, the main gimmick about this gym is that the floor is made out of ice. So you have to slide all over the place without stopping unless you hit a dry patch. Not really the biggest fan of most of these ice puzzles. As we're gonna see later on, I have a few gripes with that. Meanwhile, we got Swinub here. It is a ice ground type, and actually one of my favorite Pokemon. It's just so adorable. Just a little hairy pig. What do you like about ice puzzles, Manic? I mean, that statement was very cold of you, Manic. I got Shelter here. Let's go to Jean. Yeah, go ahead, Bryce. What do you call a rude semi? Nice. Sorry, Manic, I'll have to give you the cold shoulder on that one. Hello, Cloyster. Don't worry, guys. His bark is worse than his frostbite. hello to Jinx. So Jinx is a Ice Psychic type. Doesn't have very high HP or defense, but it's very good special attack and special defense. Wow, upon using my own username, good work. Okay, with that done, I think I want to heal up and then we'll challenge the gym. One more battle to go. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, we don't get any pure ice types until Gen 3. Now, I'm probably going to lead with Kale for this battle. Sounds weird, but it'll work out, trust me. Now it's time to face the gym leader. There we go. And now it's time to face the leader. Pokémon have many experiences in their lives just like we do. I too have seen and suffered much in my life. Since I'm your elder, let me show you what I mean. I have been with Pokémon since before you were born. I do not lose easily. I, Price, the Winter Trainer, shall demonstrate my power. I must say, first off, Price is a much better design in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. He looks cool and sophisticated in that game, but here he just looks like a crotchety old man. But anyway, it's time for the coolest ice type master. It's leading off with Seal, a pure water type that knows a few ice type attacks. I'm leading here with Kale just for that super effective power. So Icy Wind is going to be the signature move of Price's Pokemon here. It's an Ice-type attack that has a guaranteed chance of slowing down your opponent's Pokemon. Alright, he's going for Dugong now. Kale's had trouble with these in the past, so let's go with Jean. Let's go for the Thunder Punch. Dugong, unlike Seal, is a water-ice type, which means it actually gets a stab bonus from its ice attacks. Price's Dugong will also use Rest to restore its health if it gets low. Yeah, who knows? Rest can be a little tricky to deal with, but under the right circumstances, you can just take out his Pokemon while they're asleep. Usually, I think some Pokemon use Snore in conjunction with Rest to deal damage while they're asleep, but he didn't do that. Alright, Jean gets a level, and it's time for Price's final Pokemon, Piloswine. We're going for Pompeii here. Piloswine is the evolution of Swinub. It is a Ice Ground type with emphasis on attack and defense. Spin can be a little tricky if you don't have the right type here. Very good damage, Pompey. You're gonna use a Hyper Potion. That's fine. And that's all, folks. Wow. Are you sure that critical hit was necessary, Pompey? Just saying. But with that, Price is defeated. I'm impressed by your prowess. With your strong will, I know you'll overcome all life's obstacles. You are worthy of this badge. So now we get the Glacier Badge. That badge will raise the special stats of Pokemon. It also lets your Pokemon use Whirlpool to get across real whirlpools. And this is a gift from me. So we get TM16 from Price. That TM contains Icy Wind. It inflicts damage and lowers speed. Demonstrates the harshness of winter. So Icy Wind may not be as strong as Ice Beam, but still a pretty good attack you'll want to teach to your Pokemon. Yeah. Doesn't really have as much power as Ice Beam, but its ability to lower speed can be very helpful. It's also an attack that can be taught to a lot of Pokemon, especially water types. In fact, I am going to give this attack to Jellian. Let's forget Bubble Beam because that is a redundant move. Now we got Icy Wind. Oh, I just remembered there is another move we can get now that we dealt with Team Rocket. Hayden, how are things going? I called because something weird is happening with the radio broadcasts. They were talking about Team Rocket. Hayden, do you know anything about it? Maybe Team Rocket's returned. No, that just can't be true. Sorry to bug you. Take care. Huh, that's weird. So hang on, there's something I need to take care of. Because earlier, I said not to go through this gate because Team Rocket will force you to pay money. Now that we dealt with Team Rocket and Mahogany, we can now access this place. I got chased from my post with these thugs in black. They left this behind. Makes me uncomfortable. Could you take it away? And we get TM 36. So this TM contains Sludge Bomb, one of the strongest poison-type moves in the series. If using a poison-type Pokemon, I highly recommend giving it this attack. And I'll probably give it to Jellian, but not right now. Meanwhile, Professor M said there's something going on with the radio. Why don't we check that out? Ahem! We are Team Rocket! After 3 years of preparation, we have risen again from the ashes. Giovanni, can you hear? We did it! Where's our boss? Is he listening? Uh-oh. This isn't my station. This just won't do, no siree. I'm gonna go to Goldenrod and file a complaint. Huh? Pokemon, they're nothing more than tools for making money. Take over the radio tower. What? It's none of your business. So this is the radio tower. What do you want, you pest? Scram! There's an awful lot more Team Rocket members in Goldenrod than there were before. And given that broadcast, I think it's quite clear what's going on here.
Hello, I'm sorry, but we're not offering any tours today.
We've finally taken over the radio tower. Now everyone will get to experience the true terror of Team Rocket. We'll show you how scary we are.
We can't even go 10 minutes without having to fight Team Rocket again.
We may have thwarted their plans in Mahogany, but now they put their true goals into action and have taken over the radio tower. So now it's time we clear this place out. Well, I'm gonna get started on that today, because we are almost at 2 hours. So, I'll get started on clearing out some Team Rocket stuff today, and then we will resume that later. As you can see, Team Rocket has seen a significant level of strength lately, since their Pokemon are now in the 20s. Personally, I liked it if they were in the 30s to kind of actually match with the level curve they've been going, and with the gym leaders, but whatever.
Why would they want to take over the radio tower?
I don't know. They like radio?
How boring. It was far too easy to take over this place. Come on, keep me amused.
Oh, hello, Arbok. Come on, Halberd. One more should do it. Very nice.
Well, who are you? You beat me and I won't forget it.
Okay. We're Team Rocket, the exploiters of Pokemon. We love being evil. Scared? Not really. I've beaten you guys up like 10 times before breakfast. Alright, that's a level for Halberd. Let's get Jelly in some action. I don't really feel the need to teach Jelly and Sludge Bomb yet. Since Team Rocket used a lot of poison types, it won't be that helpful here. Yeah, Team Rocket's credibility kind of goes out the window, knowing that they get easily taken out by 10-year-old kids. One more to go. You think you're a hero? I mean, we're getting the hero in Smash Brothers, so... See what you got. Hey, Hey, keep out of our way!
No.
You guys are in my way of listening to my radio tunes. I could be listening to Pokemon March right now. See, I do like the animation for Icy Wind. It's pretty cool looking. And it's probably going to see us a lot of use, especially considering that there is no Ice Beam TM in this game.
It sucks, but what can you do?
Ah, I give up! 3 years ago, Team Rocket was forced to disband, but we're making a comeback here! Let's see what your Grimer can do. Alright, you got another Grimer. Now we gotta deal with Muck. Oh boy. So Muck is the evolution of Grimer. It's a pure poison type. It's very high offense and defense. Honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of Muck. At least the base form of Muck. The Mucks that you get in the Alola region, however, are pretty dang good. Because they have the Poison Dark typing, which is really, really good. Yes, I really like using Muck in the Alola games. But as they are here, they're just your basic Poison type. Oh yeah, the stuff with Rainbow Rocket and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are very good. I like that portion of the game. To trainers, Pokemon are their beloved partners. It's terrible how Team Rocket's trying to control Pokemon. I've been given strict orders. I'm to crush anyone who challenges Team Rocket. I'm not so much challenging you as I am curb stomping you. Ugh, Kale's not gonna like it here. Go to Ruby. So much poison, so Kale's probably not gonna see too much use in this area. Which is a shame because he is very close to evolving. Oh, of course Ruby gets poisoned. How dare you! Luckily, it seems like Ruby can avoid poison damage as long as she one-shots these enemies. Guess that's another thing about the old games that gets fixed with the later games. Ah, jeez, come on, Ruby. that takes care of that guy. Let's go cure this poison. Luckily, I got plenty of berries. Should probably focus on grinding some more berries between streams. Just so I have a nice supply of them. It feels great ordering Pokemon to commit crimes. Kids, don't try this at home. Oof, wheezing. So this guy is the evolved form of Coughing. Like Coughing, it has very high attack power and also defense. It's a very bulky Pokemon that also has a very diverse selection of moves. Really? You gonna do that? Aw, thank you, Bryce. An unknown child wandering here. Who are you? It's got Mark here with a Magnemite. How dare you use one of my favorite electric types against me? Ooh, Lock On. So Lock On is an interesting attack, and that causes the next attack that your Pokemon uses to be 100% guaranteed to hit the opponent. It completely ignores the accuracy of the move and any evasiveness buffs the opponent might have. It just allows you to hit them guaranteed. It's a pretty cool move, not one I tend to use that often. Yeah, they're all good electric types. Tch, I took you too lightly. The Team Rocket boss locked himself in, but the director can open it. He's up on the 5th floor. Please save him. It's the card key slot, so we can't progress through there just yet. But we know that the director is somewhere higher up in the building. So if we can find the director and get his help, then I think we will call it here. So let's go save him. Think you can beat me with a Zubat? Well, Kale's not gonna. Actually, we have Body Slam now. Go for it. Yeah, that's looking good. Just give me a few more Zubats. Ugh, Golbat. No way. Let's go with Jellian. Come on, I need Kale to get more experience. No. Lousy confusion. Come on, Jellian. Oh. At least you can take those bites. There we go. Yay! And Grimer. Let's go, Ruby. Yes, that is very believable, mister.
Most excellent! This radio tower will fulfill our grand design!
Rich, huh? Porygon. So Porygon is a pretty interesting Pokemon. It is a pure normal type special attacker that has signature moves that change its typing depending on certain situations. It can be pretty helpful. Oof. Burn. Not very good. But a neat thing about Porygon in this game, at least, is that this game introduced the ability for Porygon to evolve. If you give it an item that we're not going to see until much later to hold, Porygon will evolve into Porygon 2. Yeah, very creative name. But Porygon 2 is very helpful in that it has very high defenses. And along with the fact that it just has a very good special move pool, Porygon is just very good at being able to dish out damage and also last in battle for quite a while. It's definitely a good one. You're gonna be a pain. However, it did change its typing to flying. So if we go to Gene... Also, that attack Porygon uses, Tri-Attack, is a very good attack. It has the ability to inflict either Burn, Freeze, or Paralysis to the Pokemon it hits. So it's definitely a good normal type attack to have. Yeah, 2 evolutions in 1 stream. Kale's finally evolving into Meganium. Wow, that sprite could have been better. So Meganium is much stronger than Bayleaf, having very high defenses and pretty good stats all around. So from this point onward, Kale's just going to be a very good tank for this team. Let's give you some potions. I'll do it. And considering what's coming up, I want to give Ruby some healing too. I guess I haven't fought this guy yet. Oh, I have? Hello, Mr. Director, I'm here to save you. You came to rescue me? Is that what you were expecting? Wrong! I'm an imposter! I pretended to be the real thing to prepare for a takeover. Do you want to know where we hid the real director? Sure, I'll tell you, but only if you can beat me! It's time for a rematch with Petrol. Petrol's team here is almost exclusively coughing. I don't know what they were thinking when they designed this battle, but he has an entire team of coughing, plus a wheezing. This is why I highly recommend having a ground or a psychic type before going into this area. It's gonna give Ruby a ton of experience, though. But yeah, that's a pretty mindless boss fight. Hey, don't smoke screen me. Alright, magnitude 6. Ah, jeez. Oh yeah, steel types are good to have here. Although there's not a wide variety of steel types you can get before this point. I mean, there are a few, but... Okay, it looked like the stream's lagging there for a second. No, Ruby's poisoned. Come on. Just a little more. No, come on. Yeah, that smoke screen's starting to take its toll on us. Come on, Ruby. Ah, jeez. There we go. Level 34 for Ruby. And she's learning rollout. That would be tempting to give her in the long term. Just because after a few turns, that is stronger than Rock Throw. And we can also boost its power with Defense Curl. Yeah, let's go for it. One more coughing to go. Come on, Ruby. There we go. Sorry, this is the last one. Sorry, there's just so many coughings, I kind of lose track of them all. And with that, we've beaten Petrol again. Okay, I'll tell you where he is. We stashed the real director in the underground warehouse. It's at the far end of the underground, but I doubt you'll get that far. And he gives us the basement key. Alright, we have made some excellent progress in the radio tower so far. But we are just over 2 hours now, so I think now is a good time to call it here. I'd just like to thank everyone for tuning in to today's stream, because you've definitely made this a good one. And next time on Pokemon Gold, we will be clearing the rest of the Team Rocket take over the radio tower. And then moving onward to the rest of the Johto region so that we can finally get our final badge. Until next time, have a good day and take care.